Hi everyone, welcome back to SGK English Elementary English Grammar. We saw statements, that means assertive or declarative sentence, auxiliary questions, etc. So when we studied statements, we saw subject plus verb. Subject plus verb plus object is a structure, word order. So yesterday we studied subject, is not so? And the verb, how it is arranged in that order. And we were studying forms of, be. See, be form. Am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are for present and was, were for past. Am, is, are for present. Am, is and was singular. Are and were plural. Okay now. So we saw how that is arranged, and the use of be as a finite verb, that means regular verb, which means having V1, V2, V3. Okay. You see, what is the forms of be? Am, is, are. So you can simply take it is, was, V3, been. So every verb will have actually 5 forms. See, generally we say 3, V1, V2, V3. That is a present, past, past participle. With that we have to add 2 more. Present participle, which means verb plus ing. Then infinitive, 2 plus verb. See, is it clear? Every verb will have generally 3 forms. Actually 5, because there is no form change. Just add ing, it becomes present continuous or present participle. Continuous form, ing form. Or just add 2 to it. 2 plus verb. See, to eat, to drink, to write, to play. So 2 plus verb is infinitive. Verb plus ing is a present participle. That is there with every verb. So the verb change happens only in present, past and past participle. That is why we always speak about of 3 forms. V1, V2, V3. Okay. So we saw be. Okay now. Is, was, been. Ing form, being. So you know that what is that? A verb means what is that? It is an action of the subject or even the state. So he writes a letter, there is some action. Whereas he is a boy, there is no action. It is a state. State of being. I am a man. Is it not so? It is a pen. That is state. So a verb can be the action or state of the subject. This is what we saw the last 2-3 classes. Okay now? Let us go on. See, today let us see some examples. Look here. I have written here a group of nouns. See, noun, you know, we have already seen noun, parts of speech number 1, name of a person, place or a thing. See, naming word. Noun means naming word. Book, books. Boy, boys. Bench, benches. So what is the difference between this group and this group? Can you say? Of course I know that you know it. This is what? This is all singulars. This is what? They are all plurals. How that singular noun is changed into plural? How that singular noun is changed into plural? By adding s or es. Is it not so? A noun is changed into plural by adding s or es. A noun becomes plural when s or es is added. So it is not always, but very often, most often. For example, child plural is not child's, children. Okay na? Some exceptions are there, but generally pen, pens, book, books, you see, boy, boys, girl, girls, bench, benches, whatever. When you add s or es, a noun becomes plural. Okay, now? Yes. Then you can take another list of words here. See, eat, eats, write, writes, go, goes. Which group is singular, can you say? Is the first group of words, that is eat, write, go, are they singular? You may think very often that they are singular. No, this is singulars. Eats, writes, goes. This group, this is singular. Okay, now? So here what happens when you add s or es, a verb is changed into singular. Here look, a noun is changed into plural, but a verb becomes singular. I repeat once again, a noun becomes plural and a verb becomes singular when s or es is added to it. See that a noun becomes a what? Plural. A noun becomes a plural and a verb becomes a singular when s or es is added to it. Is it clear to you? A noun becomes a plural and a verb becomes a singular when s or es is added to it. Is it clear to you? I repeat once again, a noun becomes plural and a verb becomes singular when s or es is added to it. Okay, now? When s or es is added to it. See, why you change it into singular and this is changed to plural? Because if the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. Is it not so? If the subject is singular, is it clear to you? If the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. For example, he eats a mango. They eat mangoes. They eat mangoes. See, mango is made into plural by es. Mangoes. He singular. Ekavadanamu. Okay, now? So, eat, it is not eat but eats. See, here you add s with the verb. Here you add es with the noun. Because if the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. I repeat, if the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. Is it clear to you? If the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. For example, he eats a mango. Isn't it so? He eats a mango. Whereas they eat a mango, not mangoes. Okay, now? So why do we add the s and es? See, look, subject is singular, we just wrote and so. Subject means a person. I, we, you, he and they. They are the persons. First person, second person, third person, singulars. We, you, they, plurals. Isn't it so? So even though I is singular, we don't use singular verb with I. We don't use singular verb with you. We use singular verb with only this person. What person? Third person singular. That means when we speak about a third person, you know so, I go, you go, whereas he goes. Of course, in present tense. I speak all these things only about present tense. Okay, it happens only in a present tense. There is no yes, yes in past tense, neither in future tense also. Okay, now in present tense, if the subject is third person singular, see, third person, he, she, it. If the subject is third person singular, the verb takes what? S or es at the end. Or es. You see? Es. At the end, es. To make it singular. If the subject is third person singular, the verb takes s or es at the end to make it singular. For example, see, I write a letter, we write letters. You write a letter, you write letters. He writes. Is it not so? He writes and they write letters. So you add s or es only with the third person singular. This is a very important rule which very often anybody or everybody used to forget. Okay, now you know it, but in practically when you write a sentence, you may miss it. What is that? In present tense, when we make a sentence or write or speak, if the subject is third person singular, which means he means any man, any boy. She means, any girl, any woman. It means all other things, animals, birds, etc. and all. Okay, they are all termed as it. If it is singular, plural means they. Okay, now. Yes. So if subject is third person singular, the verb takes what? S or es at the end to make it singular. For example, I eat a mango. See, you eat mangoes, he eats a mango. The same way, I write a letter, you write letters, he writes a letter. Okay, na? I sing a song, you sing a song, he sings a song. Okay, so we saw three very important rules that you have to remember. You see, as long as you are a student, you must remember this rule. Of course, in present tense only. It is applicable in present tense only. What are they? If subject, a noun becomes a plural and a verb becomes a singular when s or es is added to it. Number one. Number two, you see, and okay. If subject is singular, the verb must be singular. And if subject is plural, the verb must be plural. Which means subject should agree with the verb in person and number. See, subject to verb agreement. Which means if the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. And third and very important, most important rule you have learned, what is that? What is that? If the subject is third person singular, the verb takes s or es at the end to make it singular. I repeat once again. If the subject is third person singular, the verb takes s or es at the end to make it singular. I hope it is clear to you. Watch the video once again. If there is a doubt, please make your comment. I will answer to it. I will clear your doubts. For more updates, subscribe to the channel SGK English. Thank you.